We often find that folks are not aware of the tools to make charitable giving easy and enjoyable. Today, we're going to talk about the advantages of using a donor-advised fund so you can make an impact with your wealth. Hey there, it's Anthony and Alex with One Degree Advisors, and we help you gain confidence in your retirement. So Alex, a lot of people are just not aware of what donor-advised funds are. They often think that they're for the ultra-rich or mega donors.
Yeah, and that's simply not true. I mean, a donor-advised fund is really a simple way for you to give to the causes that are most important to you with some added advantages. But before we get into the advantages, let's just first show folks how easy this really can be.
Yeah, there are really just three essential steps to setting up a donor-advised fund. Number one is choosing your institution and opening an account.
There are a lot of institutions out there of where you can open up your donor-advised fund. Two of our favorites are Schwab Charitable and National Christian Foundation. Each of them have their pros and cons, and so we recommend folks check out each of those just to see which would best suit their needs.
Yeah, there are also neighborhood foundations. Our friends at Rancho Santa Fe Foundation, they can provide additional benefits. They're very local. Step number two is making a contribution.
Now, once your account is open, you simply make a contribution into the account. The key here is that by adding money into the account, that act in and of itself is a charitable contribution. It is irrevocable. This is no different than if you make a gift to your local church. It's not like you make your gift and then you go, well, actually, I need that money back. When you made that gift, that was the gift, and it is irrevocable. So again, once you make a contribution into your donor-advised fund, that's the gift. It's irrevocable.
So, and then step number three is distributing, and that's where it gets to the actual end charity.
Yeah. So now that your account is open, and now that you've put money inside of the account, now comes the fun part, and you get to distribute that money to the qualified charity of your choice.
Setting it up is pretty straightforward. Let's talk about the advantages of a retiree using a donor-advised fund. Number one is that it actually simplifies record keeping.
Like I said earlier, the act of making a contribution into your donor-advised fund is a gift itself. So once the money is inside the donor-advised fund, you can give it to wherever you want. You could literally give money to like 100 different charities, make 100 different gifts, and at the end of the year, you'd only have one gift receipt. Right. And this is huge for retirees that want to keep things simple, and they don't want to have this record keeping of all these different charities and organizations that send them all the gift receipts, and then they got to tally it up with their tax advisor going through it all. So it just keeps it really simple because, again, you get one gift receipt.
Yeah. And number two, and I've done this with my family, is get the kids involved, get the family involved.
Once the money is inside the account, then you can start to have conversations with your family, maybe your children or your grandchildren, about why giving is so important to you and the causes that are so important to you. So we see clients do this a lot where they'll put money inside their donor advised fund, and then they'll talk with, let's say, their grandchildren and say, again, here's why this is so important. And this year, what we'd like you to do is pick a charity of your choice and tell us why it's so important to you, and we'll gift $500 out of the Okagawa family donor advised fund to the charity of your choice. It just helps spur those conversations and helps bring the family closer together on the true family values and the values that you really want to instill into the next generation.
It can lead to a lot of good conversations that are healthy within a family. All right, number three is growing the money.
Once the money's inside the donor advised fund, you don't have to give the money all away. Right, and so that's a common misconception with folks, and this is where, again, it's an extra layer of thinking. You don't have to give it all away. In fact, you could give that money away over several months, even several years. For clients with larger balances inside of their donor advised fund, and we typically see this either when someone sells a piece of real estate or they sell a business, sometimes folks don't want to immediately give all that money away out to the charity of their choice. Either maybe you have like a smaller church, or you just like to be more intentional about how you give the money over time. While the money is sitting and waiting inside the donor advised fund, you can actually invest that money wisely so that it can continue to grow over time. And essentially what happens is now your gifting power compounds, right? It's like a normal investment account that it can continue to grow, and now your gifts can get bigger over time.
Yeah, and that's where a good financial advisor can help to manage the investments and also work with you on your end giving goals. We actually made a video a while back called The Smart Retiree's Guide to Giving. This is where it gets into some of the benefits of good, tax-efficient giving. Great for every retiree to watch.
Absolutely.
Once again, this is Anthony Saffer from One Degree Advisors. If you'd like to learn more about how we can help you gain confidence in your retirement, please go to onedegreeadvisors.com.